Bonjour, hello, hola. Welcome to GCSE Languages. Why take a language at GCSE? GCSEs are your indicator of being an educated person. They're a platform for all your future life choices, whether it's further studying or employment. A well-educated person should have a minimum of GCSEs in English, maths, 2 sciences, a humanities subject and a language. They're known as the EBACT subjects. So when you're making your options, keep your options open. What would we study at GCSE? There are 3 themes. Identity and culture, so you'd be looking at types of family, relationships, marriage, partnership, social media, music, cinema, TV, food and sport. We've got current and future study and employment, so talking about your studies, life at school, education after your GCSEs, jobs, careers and ambitions, and then local, national, international and global areas of interest, so where you live, charity work, healthy and unhealthy living, the environment, poverty and homelessness. So you'll recognise some of those topics from Key Stage 3, plus a few more put on top. The exam is split into 4 areas, okay, the 4 skills that you're used to, so reading, writing, speaking and listening as always, and each of those elements is worth 25% of the GCSE grade. You can see there briefly what those exams consist of. GCSE has foundation tier, so that's grades 1 to 5, and a higher tier, grades 4 to 9. Students must take all 4 question papers at the same tier. There's no mixing and matching. Okay, in more detail, this is what would be assessed in the listening, and this is what the reading looks like. You can pause and look at this in more detail if you wish. Speaking and the writing paper, and again pause if you wish. What if you don't like speaking? Will you have to do a speaking exam? Yes, but it's done with your normal class teacher and we do lots of practice in class, and after we've practiced and got lots of one-to-one feedback, you should feel a lot more confident. How different is GCSE to Year 9? Well, there is an increase in the challenge at GCSE, but all the same skills are covered, as I've already said, and you'll see some of the same topics again. It's just that you'll go into more depth with them. Here are some examples of foundation tier reading exam questions from Spanish, French and German. Again, you can pause and look at those more closely if you wish. And here are some examples of higher tier reading exam questions. So we've got French, Spanish and German. What do students enjoy about their language lessons? We run visits and trips. In March, there is usually a trip to Spain, to Andalusia, so we would take in Malaga, Seville and Granada. And there's a visit to Paris for the French GCSE group. Again, that's in March. And we try to also run in February half term a trip for Year 11s who take German. Some of the areas that you could work in, okay, there's a whole list of things here. You don't have to be a teacher, you don't have to be a translator or an interpreter. Languages are useful for all sorts of areas of work. What are employers looking for? They want you to have social skills, the ability to work in a team, communication skills, problem-solving skills, confidence, experience, open-mindedness and flexibility. Learning a language gives you all of these skills, and speaking another language makes you stand out from the crowd. Also, business is global today. English is important, but it's not enough on its own. You need to get noticed overseas, so foreign languages are vital. The ability to listen is a skill. Cultural awareness always pays off. Building relationships makes a difference, and networking is always easier if you can use the local language.
Hello, I'm Magnus.
Here are some former pupils of mine telling you why they chose languages and how they've benefited.
Good decision. that has seen benefits throughout my life, outside of just the enjoyment of learning a language alongside your friends. I think it's also just great getting the foundations to express yourself in another language. You don't have to be an expert. It's just great to have something to build on. I've visited Germany numerous times throughout the years, and being able to go there like with a group of friends and be completely self-sufficient and go around and see all the places and talk to the people and interact with it. It's really a great way to explore, and the native speakers will really appreciate that, like you know the language. You don't have to be perfect, but yeah, it just really helps with that respect. During university, I had my placement with Bentley Motors, which is part of the VW group, and being able to speak German was a big requirement for them. So that's a great opportunity that it allowed me, and we were taken to the headquarters in Germany, which was a really cool opportunity that wouldn't have otherwise gotten. And just in general, I think with any job application, languages are always going to look good on there, so always beneficial later in life. And I think more than anything, it's just that when it comes to learning like subjects in school, nothing translates better to the real world than languages, really. Like what you're doing in the classroom is literally what you do in the real world. You're learning the language which you're going to be using to speak to people out there, and yeah, I don't think any other subject can compare in that respect. So always a great choice of language. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Good luck with your choices.
Hey guys, this is Johnny, recording from 4,330 meters. That there is Mont Blanc in the background, tallest mountain in the European Alps.
And you can see in the middle there's Rebecca,
languages
who's gone on to become a veterinary surgeon. She took GCSE German and
really
German also at A level, and she explains how that has helped
Get to see the
her.
world through a different window, as it were. And yeah, get a new perspective on things. Lots of soft skills, communication, working with people. It might not get you anywhere specific, but it's certainly a good foot up. And hey, it's super fun. It challenges yourself to overcome that mental barrier of stepping out of your comfort zone of your mother tongue and being able to really, see a different side of your own personality. So if you are interested in learning languages, I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, it will take you all around the world. It's a beautiful place, lots to see. Thanks for listening. Choose languages.
You can carry on after GCSE and do languages at A level. Okay, you would study all sorts of interesting topics, be able to talk about them, discuss them, express your opinions, read and write about them, give presentations, have debates, be able to question people about their various topics. You'll broaden your vocabulary, do individual research, and you'll just raise your level of language. Okay, you find out about the country, its culture, its people, way of life, literature, cinema, social issues. It's not just learning the language. Does it combine with sciences? Yes. Languages fit along any subject really. It's a good way to balance out your studies. It's also good when you're applying for university. A-level languages are seen as very important subjects, and many jobs and professions in science fields also require some knowledge of language. You could take a languages degree. You could take a degree in languages plus another subject on top. So French and history, German and economics, there's all sorts. You could take a degree in a different subject and then have a language course as an extra add-on. Lots of universities offer that nowadays, and it doesn't have to be a language that you've done before. You could start a brand new language at university, and you could get to spend a year in another country or even two throughout your degree course. Okay, if you take a language and carry on with it into the future, you really will become a global citizen. See you in class.